Yo, what is up guys, Genius X here, and today we have another Showdown live using this HO team that my boy LCK built, and it's a really offensive team with just threats upon threats upon threats. It's offensive Stealth Rock Garchomp, Choice Band, Azumarill, Life Orb, Tornadus, Choice Specs, Raikou, Mega Metagross, and then Life Orb Weavile, so very offensive team, and I did drop a lot on the ladder on my ult, but let's just get straight into a battle here. So we find a bird spam team with Staraptor and what do you call it? Smogon Bird, which is forgot his name all of a sudden. Talonflame, yeah, Talonflame. Victini is an interesting choice, but I feel like this team gets walled by Heatran after Landorus is taken out, so I'd probably insert something like a Dugtrio in it because that would actually help this team a lot. But now's not the time to do any team rating, and I think I'm just gonna start with Weavile. It defeats 5 out of 6 members of his team, and his Landorus is his only potential Stealth Rocker. I mean, Metagross can learn Stealth Rock, but I highly doubt it. So just gonna lead with my Weavile. Gonna start the timer here and feel like matchup is in our favor, especially with Raikou and Weavile. Should be a pretty easy win if I play this correctly. Landorus is probably the only thing I really have to worry about. If we get guessing, we can just spam Volt Switch and go into Tornadus and just spam the Volt and Core, but shouldn't have been too big of a problem. If that Staraptor is scarfed, then it can maybe take my Weavile out turn 1. I don't really have a good solution, but he decides to lead with his Victini here, and I don't want to risk this being Scarf, and I'm just gonna go straight into my Garchomp. There's no way he's gonna go for the Ice type move here, so he goes for a Recreate. That looks like I see just forfeit. So well, I'll take that win. So let's go ahead and find our second battle here. So we find a I'm gonna assume this is a Mega Alakazam squad. Mega Alakazam has been seeing a lot of play lately on the ladder for some reason. I like it, but I don't really like using it. I like the subset the most. Encore I find no uses of, so um, potential leads are probably Breloom and Landorus, so Chomp, Zoomerville. We don't have Ice Punch on Metagross, so we have to keep that in mind, so I think Weavile's a really terrible lead against this guy, but I'm still gonna lead it anyways, just to pressure the yes Breloom. The reason I led was Weavile is because I have a pretty decent switch into Breloom and Garchomp. I'm not gonna go straight into Tornadus because I don't want it to get sleeped, even though it doesn't do too much in this game. As it goes for a Spore, and we wake up with our Lumberry, so that's very useful. I'm debating going for rocks here, but I think Outrage is just outright the best play. And he goes for a Spore, and we managed to break through basically. So it's probably going to switch into something like a Landorus here, or probably just go straight for the Bullet Seed. I'm going to take this opportunity to go into Tornadus as he goes for a Bullet Seed and dive to Life Orb. We do have Regenerator, so we can potentially regenerate back our health. Again, his potential Stealth Rocker is Landorus, so I mean Heatran can also be Rocker, so can't really say that. Heatran can actually do quite a lot of work to my team since my Archon has been Sleep Fathered. Main way of dealing with it is probably a Azumarill, and he goes into his Tyranitar, so expecting this to be Scarfed, and basically I'm mind game between Crunch and Pursuit here, so I'm gonna go for Superpower, as he is not Scarfed, so we managed to take the Tyranitar out. He was bluffing the Scarf, so we managed to take the T-Tar out, which is great. No more Pursuit fearing, we're not really fearing Pursuit anyways, but don't expect this to be Scartran. Gonna go for the U-turn. And we're gonna just go straight into our Azu. Let's go for Stealth Rocks. I just realized we don't have Hazard Remove on this team, don't we? Nope, we don't. Okay, so um switching to play Bandit Waterfall is Keldeo. Highly doubt he'll switch into it. If I was my opponent, I'd probably just go into Landers. But I'm just gonna go for the Waterfall here. I see how actually goes into Keldeo. just can't do anything to me. Just gonna spam Waterfall. Best it can do is burn. Oh, and he crits. That crit definitely mattered. Probably HP Electric, but that crit sucks. I can't even tell if he's Specs or Scarf now. I'm gonna go for the safest play items. And just go for the Zen Temple here. It goes into Heatran. I'm gonna go for the Hammer Arm here. We are in risk of losing now that we lost Azu. Like I said, Heatran is very hard to deal with. If I can get off any damage on this thing, it will be great. She burns us with Lava Plume, and that's just stupid. Metagross is useless now since he's burned. I'm just gonna spam Hammer Arm at this rate, no point in switching up moves as we take out the Heatran, and Metagross goes down as well. So gonna go into Raikou here. Deals with pretty much everything on his team. We can't free these spams vulnerable here because his Landorus is still alive. Now that we know that his Heatran is Rocker, I can pretty much just assume that his Landorus is Scarf. I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball here. I believe he can take me out in one hit. If he has some weird move, then like I'm pretty sure without a crit he can't take me out. So traces my pressure, not too big of a deal. Goes for a Focus Blast and miss. Deserved, and we take out the Alakazam with a Shadow Ball, and he forfeits. So we are climbing up the ladder slowly, but I'm really not looking forward to like I'm not laddering that much lately because I'm really looking forward to the Sun and Moon new meta because like there's nothing much for me to do in Oras right now except for pretty much just try and get up to 1800s. I'm currently on my main 1750 and basically trying to just peak like stop at 1800 and pretty much just stay there for the rest of the months before Sun and Moon comes out is my goal. Like I'm not gonna be trying to ladder top 10 or anything like that. So looking at this guy's team, he has a Pinkster squad with a pretty certain team. Raikou's probably my best lead here because it deals with everything. Goes into Tornadus. The reason I say it deals with anything is because he does not have a Volt Switch resist, and I could just go for that right now. That is definitely Life Orb. That does way too much. She's probably going to go into T-Tar. Wasn't Moongus, no problem. We can just go into our Tornadus here and just spam our Volturn forward, I believe. And I'm going to go for the U-turn here. Best switch into him is Tyranitar, interestingly. That doesn't look too certain. I'm just going to go into my Garchomp. I highly doubt he has Ice Beam, but I'm just going to go for my Rocks here anyways. And I don't think Ice Beam can OHKO. It goes into Skarmory. Gonna take this opportunity to just go back into our Raikou as he goes for the defog, and we can just Volt Switch here. We're weakening basically everything on his team, and if he can get rid of like the Tyranitar, he goes into Tyranitar actually. We can just go back into Garchomp here and just go for the rocks. There's no point in going trying to attack as he goes for a Crunch. And now I can just go for the Earthquake, I believe. Goes back into Skarmory. It's fine by me. He's just going to defog anyways, and he doesn't have a good Volt switching now. Just like I said, I can just spam my Volturn Core right now, and his Tyranitar is getting weakened. Goes back into Moongus. Gonna go back into my Tornadus here and go for the Hurricane this time, expecting him to expect my U-turn and go for a Spore. And if we land this Hurricane, we are in great condition. He can definitely switch back out into his Tyranitar, and we are in big trouble as he goes into his own Tornadus T, and we confuse him. Really unfortunate. We can go for the knockoff here, pretty easily, I believe. As he goes into his Skarmory, and we knock off his Rocky Helmet. We can go into our Raikou here and pressure him, but he will set up his Stealth Rocks here, which will definitely pressure me, but he actually doubles into his Tornadus, which is definitely fine by me. He's probably going to go for the knockoff here, and I'm just going to attempt to take the Tornadus out, as he actually goes for the U-turn. He's probably going to go into a Moongus here, and we can just go back into Tornadus. He has nothing that really wants to take a Hurricane, and we already know that our Garchomp is faster than his Tyranitar, meaning we can U-turn on that pretty easily. As we do catch the Moongus and we are managed to take it out. That means Raikou pretty much just wins now. Like, seriously, Raikou pretty much just wins. Um, like I said, this Volturn core is very devastating, especially with how hard hitting it is. We already knock off his Rocky Helmet, so I can free the U-turn here and go into our Raikou. So those for our Stealth Rocks. I can just go for the Thunderbolt here. No reason to go for a Ball Switch. He has no switch-ins. Everything dies. Probably gonna stack his T-Tar here, as he does stack his T-Tar to get off that chip damage with Sand. Probably gonna go into his Tornadus here. Yeah, so he does go into his Tornadus. I'm gonna sack off my Garchomp here. No reason to see it have any use left. Now I can just go into my Weavile and pursue trap this Tornadus. Um, Best solution, he does have a lot of countermeasures to this, as we do manage to pursue trap the Tornadus, and Raikou pretty much just wins at this rate when Sand goes out. So goes into kill the Residue, no reason have to risk it. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to find out if he's Specs or Scarf, and go for the knockoff, as he reveals to be Specs. And wait, leftovers. Okay, my bad. Now I'm just going to Raikou, Thunderbolt, dead. Choose your sack, Scabluchu. Um, like Fast Electrics is such a pain to his team, especially after Moongus and what do you call it? Tyranitar goes down. So Pinsir comes in. Gonna go into Tornadus here. This goes for the quick attack and deals 45.5%. Um, gonna Hurricane. Go back into Azu. Well, not back, but go into Azu and go for the Waterfall. I believe Waterfall 2-hit KOs. Okay, that did way too much. That did way too much. So now we're in a pretty tough situation. His best option is definitely Skarmory. You know what? Fudge this. Just gonna double into Raikou. As we live on 1% and we can pretty much just we win. Like it's 100% we win. Unless we miss our medium matches. So Pinsir cannot 1v1 a Metagross, as far as I know, as far as my few months of Pokemon knowledge, Pinsir can't 1v1 a Metagross, and we can just go Meteor Mash, and I believe 2 Meteor Mash will take this thing out. This goes for the Source Dance. I do believe we outspeed now, and just go for another Meteor Mash as we take the Pinsir out, and that is going to be our third win of this video. So this team is definitely putting in a lot of work. Stealth Rock weakness is definitely huge, but it's an HO team, so you can't really expect much. And especially with a lot of Volturn going on, your opponent's not going to find a lot of time setting up rocks. And we find a Mega Sceptile team here, so interesting, very interesting. I'm going to start off with Raikou here. Very, like, normal lead. I'm just going to Volt Switch. Probably going to set up rocks. I believe that was Speed type, but I can go into Weavile here and just pursue trap this thing. So, Zilf goes down. Rocks is really, really damaging to our team, like I said. Most balanced teams don't have time to set up rocks, but as for HO, they definitely do. But like I said, he does also not have any rocks, rocks removal either. So, I'm pretty much there with Todd. He's gonna probably go into his Clefable here and go for a Thunder Wave. So, I know how these flavor works. We just put Thunder Wave on everything that can learn it. So, goes into his Clefable. I have to go into my Metagross. I have no counterplay. I can't risk my Raikou getting weakened. And before his Sceptile Mega Evolves, Raikou can definitely put in a lot of work. I'm going to start my timer here. It's because he's taking quite a while to make his move. If he goes into his Bisharp, I'm just going to no questions asked, going to go straight for the low kick as he goes into his Garchomp. This makes me think he is actually Scarf Chomp, and I'm willing to sack my Weavile to this Chomp in return of going into my Metagross freely, so I'm going to go for the Ice Crash here. Yeah, so he is Scarf Chomp, so gonna go into Metagross here and Mega Evolve, and best switching for this thing is nothing. Its best switching is Bisharp. Yeah, its best switching to this thing is Bisharp. Gonna go for the Hammer on here. expecting the Bishop to come in. Like, Bishop isn't the right play, but he has no switch-ins. That's just, yeah, we just take out the Bishop, so. He can go into his Garchomp now. If he goes into his Garchomp, I'm just going to go into my own Garchomp. And if he goes for Earthquake, I'm just going to double into Tornadus. Goes for Dragon Claw, go into Azu. Goes for Iron Head. Goes into Azu. Gonna go straight into my Raikou. Goes for a knockoff in this tremendous amounts. I'm expecting that to be banded. And I'm gonna go for the Hidden Power Ice here. I'm expecting a switch. But that did way too much. That's definitely banded. He shouldn't stay in here, but don't know how these players think. But like he can't risk his Garchomp going down, so I can definitely. His best play is actually just going out to his Fable, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I'm just gonna Volt Switch. That's AV. That's AV. Gonna go into Garchomp. Don't trust this guy. Knock off. Yeah, that's banded. Gonna sack my Raikou here. Sack my Raikou to go into my Metagross and Zen Headbutt and take Azu out. So Garchomp is pretty useless in this scenario, so I can sack up Garchomp if he wants to go into his own Garchomp. And then I can just go into Azu / Tornadoes according to his play. And he goes into Sippo actually. I believe this thing dies to a Meteor Mash. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it does. He can go for like HP Fire or EQ. Shouldn't do too much. Those are Focus Blast. It's 47 as we just take the Sceptile out. So, we definitely need to preserve Metagross for the Clefable, or else we might just lose to Calm Mind Clefable. But he should go into his Garchomp here. As we can just, like I said, sack my Garchomp. He should have done this before. Don't know why he didn't do it, but we can just sack off our own Garchomp here and go into Azu / Tornadus according to its play. So I can definitely see us winning this match as he goes for the Outrage, and we can just take this thing out, and I believe that is GG if we don't miss our Meteor Mashers. Yeah, I don't see him winning this game. It's a combination of knockoffs, Hurricanes, Play Roughs, and Meteor Mash. I just don't see him winning the game. Yeah, that is way too much. Knockoff probably even kills. It's not even leftovers. So we managed to win this game, and let's move on to our. This is probably going to be our last game here. These games are going by really, really fast because this is a show team. Funny how we haven't met into Star yet, so that's definitely a good thing. So apparently there is nobody. Oh, we found one. Ooh, interesting team. 3 ground types, 4 ground types. Okay. Oh, thanks for a free one. And I'm just gonna go find another one, expecting him to not come back. If he does come back, then unfortunate. Find Pale Head, and we find a Pinsir Crawdon Diggersby squad. Very, very threatening. I must say so. Raikou best lead. He's just Crawdon. Gonna just Volt Switch. Don't expect him to go into his Diggers. Best switch is probably Lottie. If he does go Diggers, I do not agree with that play at all, so you still win. He does go Diggers. Like, that's an ass play. If I took out this Diggersby with like HP Ice or something, that was pretty much GG because Raikou just won. I'm just gonna go for the Outrage here. Deal as 81 damage. Rough Skin, no Rough Skin. He goes for Earthquake, Life Orb. I expect, Probably has quick attack on this thing. I can't even go into Metagross because we don't outspeed. Have to go into Azu here and go for the Aqua Jet. Really unfortunate. Aqua Jet quick attack does 70% as we win this one because our opponent times out. So goes into a Skarmory. I have to take this opportunity to go into Raikou. If he gets up his rock, Raikou can't win. Gonna go for the Volt Switch here. So goes into his Latios. Gonna go into our Weavile here and just pursue trap this thing. And I think that's pretty much GG because Raikou just cleans up the game. Like I said, I don't agree with stacking your Diggersby at all. So I'm gonna go into his Crawdon actually. I'm gonna go for the low kick. Gonna go for the Aqua Jet, and fail to take us out. I don't know what set he is. I'm just gonna go into my Raikou and go for the Thunderbolt here because, like I said, he has no switching to this thing whatsoever. And Raikou is such an underrated electric threat because most teams' ground types are really not reliable. I can see myself winning this game definitely. Aqua Jet is 45 as we take out the Crawdon, so not a big deal there. If he goes into his Rotom, yeah, he goes into his Rotom. I'm gonna go into Tornadus here. Expecting the Will-O-Wisp, interesting. I don't agree with that play. He should have gone for Hydro Pump there, but I'm gonna go knock off this thing's item. I don't. If I weaken my Rotom, I just sweep with Thunderbolt. So that is my main goal of this game. But I cannot let my Raikou be put into quick attack range, or that's gonna be very hard to sweep. He burns my Tornadus. Not too big of a deal. I'm just gonna spam Hurricane now, as that's just a lot, and we confuse him. We can just spam Hurricane, I believe, until our Tornadus dies, and then go back into our Raikou. As we take out the Rotom. Nope, he goes for Pain Split. We barely misses out on the KO. How much did knockoff do? Knockoff to 21%. Another one is not gonna kill. Superpower might kill. Yep, superpower kills. And that should be GG. Because we are not in quick attack range, and he crits. That sucks. That's just stupid. Oh, that's stupid. And he's Rocky Helmet. Well, yeah, we lost this one. That crit is stupid. It would have done about 22%. That crit is so stupid. Whirlwind me out into Azu. Gonna go for Waterfall here. I don't see myself winning this game at all. Especially since that Waterfall didn't kill. Have to go into our Metagross here on the quick attack, and he crits again. Ass players. Gonna Meteor Mash. If he did not crit, we definitely won that game. Just saying. Yeah, we lost. That's just stupid. Ugh. Winning because of a crit. Ugh. To be fair, I could have preserved my Raikou and went out into my Metagross, but then I had to play around with doubles on the Skarmory and Pinsir, and if he didn't crit, I won, so that was just stupid. Anyways, that is going to be the end of this live. Didn't end on a really good note, but what can you say? It's Pokemon. And that is going to be it for this live. This team is really offensive and really fun to use unless you get hacks, but I did join a new league, by the way, for all of you watching, and I am going to be posting that league's matches on this channel, so definitely stay tuned for that, and see you next time.